This is Dr. Phil Chavez. The Bible states that God fashioned the seas on the third day of creation. As the supreme creator, God's very word decreed the ocean into existence. This demonstrates his awesome power over the natural world. And in addition to creating the seas, God set limits upon them. Genesis proclaims that the waters were gathered into a specific place, allowing the dry land to form around them. God confided the oceans with parameters that the sea cannot surpass these boundaries. Along with the skies and other realities of creation account, God's sovereignty is clearly established, and the forces and the deviations of nature answer to him finally and to him only. While uncontrollable to us, God's work is affected by his constant hand. Now, brothers, the oceans just don't display God's creative and sovereign power. They also proclaim his glory and his attributes. We see this especially in the Psalms. The sheer enormity of the seas reflect his infinite greatness. The immeasurable depth speaks a divine mystery beyond human understanding. The diversity of sea creatures manifest somewhat of an endless capacity for innovation and his detail. Scientists estimate over 230,000 marine species exist, and each one exhibits God's artistry and divine design. Ultimately, the oceans in all their splendor give us a glimpse of God's eternal power and his divinity, leaving mankind without excuse in denying him. Brothers, I have swam in many different oceans and seas. And once I learned how to swim without fatiguing, I felt as though I could swim forever. And somehow the ocean inspired this. And while there are opposing forces and surprising dynamics within it, when the situation is right, there's constancy and consistency that turns into a prayer at every stroke. The personal experience of the ocean, vast, is humbling, and a cause not only for dependence on God, but also for communion with him. God speaks to us when we face the water, when on the water, and especially when inside the water, where God somehow envelops us. We're at the mercies of the temperature, the fluctuations, the push, the pull, and of course all the wildlife captures our attention. Just dive into the water, and God will give you his response. He has several messages to reveal, and you can find some of them right here. That is, if you allow yourself to be vulnerable and insignificant in these waters. Brothers, God be with you.